Hey guys, Kevin here. How you guys been doing? I hope you guys have been doing amazing. It's been quite some time that I posted a video here, and it's quite many reasons why I haven't been posting anything here. I just didn't have any ideas for this channel in particular, but now that I have a wonderful and great idea and a video that I wanted to share you guys, it is something that is gonna regularly happen in this channel. So now for the last couple months and years and just in general, I've been working on a project video, and this project video has been going on and off for the past couple years and couple months and couple weeks and couple days. It's only because I didn't have the confidence enough to actually make this whole story and this project video in general. I just didn't think it would turn out great. I just didn't think it will even just do great in general. I just didn't think nobody would like it or watch it. And also because I put too much of a standard for myself to even do this video and this project video. Now, as I guys butchered out, the project video is a story video that I'm doing right now. It's currently still in progress. It's still currently, being written down by me, and it's just coming up all right here in the head that I'm thinking about and just dreaming about, to be honest. And I've been writing it down and just, trying to make it as a full story type thing. So this project video is a story. It's a short story that I'm writing down. It is titled Guardians of the Night. I'm not gonna go into too many details about it because the video you guys will be watching will come up literally right after I finish talking. But it is a great story. I edited it and I worked on it for many hours. For weeks, for months, I've been working on it, and I grabbed a few people as well to help me out with this project. I will get into in a different video, just not right now, because I want to actually share this video with you guys right the second, to be honest. But it's finally being up and it's finally going to be published for you guys to watch and to enjoy. Let me know what you guys feel about the story. This is basically the pilot episode. This is basically part one of the story. So there's going to be a lot more, and there's going to be a lot, different chapters and other parts to the story. But yeah, guys, just let me know how you guys feel about it. Please leave a comment down below how you guys feel. Hit the like if you guys did enjoy it or not. And yeah, just let me know what you guys thought of it, and it means a world to me to just listen to you guys feedback. If anything, I'm still gonna go ahead and post this because this is a big thing I've been doing for quite some time now. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much it. This is Kevin, and I will catch you guys next time in the next video, and I really hope you guys enjoy the short story. Kevin Ramos presents Guardian of the Night, read by Kevin Ramos. It's a vibrant dance club pulsed with life. Music thumps through the walls. Neon light flash in vivid hues of purple and red. And dancers fill the floor, their silhouette blending into it, a sea of movement. Across the crowded room, a sleek bar shines under the dim black lighting. Bartenders dash to fill drinks where conversation and laughter rise above the bass. Mia sits at the bar, her body turned slightly toward the dance floor, her drink gently swirling in her hand. She dresses in a casual yet stylish attire, a fitted black top and ripped jeans, her hair loosely framing her face, her gaze occasionally flickering to the dance floor before settling on her glass. A few seats down, a young gentleman, early 20s, sharp features, dressed simply in a buttoned-up shirt with rolled-up sleeves and dark jeans, sits quietly. He sips a glass of water, absent-mindedly tapping his finger to the rhythm of the music, seamlessly unaffected by the club's chaos.
You're the only one here who doesn't look like they're trying too hard. Is water really your drink of choice tonight?
The young man's attention shifts to Mia, slightly surprised at first, then amused. He sets his glass down, his expression calm and friendly. Hydration is important. Gotta survive out there.
Fair point. I'm out here pretending I know what I'm doing on a Friday night. You look like you're here on a dare.
Almost. My friends dragged me here. They disappeared about 5 minutes ago. I'm guessing they'll resurface when they run out of cash.
Classic. Friends always vanish when the bar tab's still open. So, you just sit here and people watch?
Pretty much, you'd be amazed at what you can see if you just sit back and let the madness happen. Mia tilts her head, intrigued. She turns slightly in her seat to glance around the room, watching a group of people wildly attempting a synchronized dance routine.
Okay, I see your point. So, Mr. Observer, what do you think of me?
The young gentleman pauses, his smirk fading slightly into a genuine smile. Studies her, briefly but respectfully. Someone who'd rather be having a real conversation than playing along with the crowd. Maybe trying to figure out why this was a good idea in the first place. Mia raises her eyebrows, impressed but surprised.
Okay, psychic. Not bad.
Just a guess. For a moment, there's a comfortable silence between them. The music shifts, and the club's energy grows louder. The two remains unaffected. Two strangers sharing an unexpected, easy connection.
Well, Mr. Water Guy, you've earned a drink on me. Consider it your reward for being the least pretentious person here.
I'll take it, but I'm still sticking to water.
So, Mr. Water Guy, do you have a name? Or are you planning to remain a mystery all night?
The young man smirks faintly, as though amused by her presence. He sets down his water glass, offering his hand to shake in a slightly playful, old-school gesture. It's Kevin. Mia shakes his hand, her lips curling into a genuine smile as their hands briefly meet.
Kevin, I'm Mia. Since we're on a first-name basis now, you're officially no longer allowed to sit here and judge everyone in silence.
I'll do my best, but I make no promises. People watching is hard to quit.
Well, consider it a challenge. I'm gonna get you to join the chaos. Eventually.
Good luck with that, Mia. Mia clinks her glass lightly against his, her grin growing as the music shifts to an upbeat track. Their conversation continues against the backdrop of the lively club. An easy, unexpected connection forming between the two strangers. Mia sits at the bar, finishing the last sip of her drink while Kevin nurses his glass of water. Their conversation flows with the ease of two people surprised at how natural they click amid the chaos of the club.
So, Kevin, is it your signature move to sit alone at bars and wait for girls to ask if you're psychic?
Only when they seem interesting enough to deserve the mystery. Mia raises an eyebrow, clearly amused, and sets her glass down.
Smooth answer. You're either naturally charming, or you've rehearsed that line in the mirror.
Hey, give me some credit. I only rehearse when there's an audience.
Well, Mr. Charm, you've been watching everyone else tonight. How about we give them something to watch instead?
Kevin raises an eyebrow, catching her meaning. The music shifts, a slower, subtly track begins, drowning out the chaotic beats from earlier. Mia stands and extends her hand toward him, her smile playful but inviting. I'm not much of a dancer.
Come on, Kevin. Everyone's got a dance in them. Even the mysterious water guy.
Kevin exhales, as if considering, then shakes his head with mock defeat before standing and taking her hand. You're a little dangerous. You know that?
And you're just figuring that out now?
They weave through the crowd to the center of the floor as the music slows. The neon lights cast a soft glow, shimmering off the mirrored ceiling. Kevin places his hands lightly on Mia's waist while she rests hers on his shoulder. Their movements are unhurried and easy, swaying gently to the rhythm.
See, not so bad, right?
Not as bad as I thought. Mia chuckles softly, her expression growing more curious.
So, Kevin, apart from being the unofficial people watcher of the night, what else do you do when you're not avoiding dance floors?
I work, travel sometimes, nothing too exciting.
Nothing too exciting? Come on, that's code for something. No one who says that actually means it.
Maybe I just like to keep people guessing.
Okay, Mr. Mystery. Since you won't spill on your exciting life, I'll ask something simpler.
Like what?
Do you have a secret? Something no one else knows?
Kevin's smiles fade just slightly, though it's not unkind. His eyes shift downward for the briefest moment before returning to hers, his expression unreadable. Everyone has secrets, Mia. Mia picks up on the change in his tone. Her playful expression softens as she studies him.
And yours is?
Kevin hesitates for a moment, as though he's weighing his words carefully. Finally, he gives a small smile, one that doesn't quite reach his eyes. Dark and dangerous. You wouldn't want to know. Mia raises an eyebrow, her intrigue deepening. She doesn't let go of his gaze. They're swaying slowly as if the world has narrowed to just the two of them.
Well, now you have to tell me. That's the rule when you call your secrets dark and dangerous.
Trust me, Mia. Some things are better left unsaid. For a moment, there's a beat of silence between them. Slow song still wrapping them in its rhythm. Mia's eyes search his, but she doesn't push further. Instead, she smiles faintly.
Fine. Keep your spooky secrets. I'll just have to stick around long enough to figure you out myself.
Good luck with that. I'm notoriously hard to crack.
Challenge accepted.
The slow song fades into a more upbeat track, the energy on the dance floor shifting again. Kevin steps back slightly, his hand falling to his side as he looks at Mia. You're dangerous, Mia. I knew it.
And you're still here. What does that say about you?
I love danger. Mia's smile flatters for just a second, caught off guard by his words and the way he delivers them. Calm, confident, maybe just a little serious. She quickly recovers, her grin growing as she tilts her head at him.
Careful, Kevin. That sounds like an invitation.
Maybe it is. Mia laughs softly, shaking her head, though there's no hiding the way her expression softens, somewhere between amused and charmed.
Well then, let's see just how much danger you can handle.
Kevin lets her lead, his smirk lingering as they weave through the crowd. The tension between them hums like the music in the background, playful, electric, and just beginning. Mia leads Kevin through the crowd, weaving past dancers and drinkers, her hand confidently holding his. The pulsing bass of the music grows distant as they slip into a dim hallway leading to the restroom. Mia finds a door, checks for a lock, and grins when she sees it has one.
Don't look so shocked. I thought you liked danger.
Kevin smirks faintly, his calm demeanor barely masking the anticipation as Mia pulls him inside. She locks the door behind them with a soft click. The music outside is muffled now, leaving the room silent, except for the breathing and the faint hum of a fluorescent light. There's a change beat of silence as they stand close, their gaze locked. Then, as if neither can hold back any longer, Kevin cups her face, and their lips meet. The kiss starts slow, exploratory, deliberate, but quickly deepens as the tensions between them boils over. Mia's hands slide up to his shoulder, pulling him closer. Between kisses, their conversation flows, breathly and broken by the growing intensity. You're full of surprises tonight.
You started it, Mr. I Love Danger.
I didn't think you'd test me this fast.
Are you complaining?
Not even a little. Before she can respond, Kevin leans in again, capturing her lips in another deep kiss. Mia melts into it, pressing him gently against the door as the kiss grows more heated. Their movements are unhurried but filled with an undeniable urgency, as though the world outside doesn't exist. Just as Mia threads her finger through Kevin's hair, a loud knock jolts them out of the movement. Hey! Some of us actually have to use bathrooms. Mia freezes for half a second, her forehead resting against Kevin's chest as she tries to stifle a laugh. Kevin exhales sharply, his hands dropping to her waist as he grins down at her.
Perfect timing.
Looks like our luck ran out. The voice knocks again, louder this time. Seriously? Come on! Mia bites her lip, trying to suppress another laugh as she looks up at Kevin.
Think they'll go away if we ignore them?
Or they'll call security. Mia rolls her eyes playfully and takes a reluctant step back, though her hands linger on the chest for a moment longer.
Guess you'll live to love danger another day.
Only if you're the danger. Mia unlocks the door with a soft click, sharing one last glance with Kevin before pulling it open. Outside, an annoyed clubgoer glares at them as they step out of the bathroom. Mia grabs Kevin's hand, tugging him away from the hallway and back toward the crowd, but both of them grinning like co-assistants.
It's all yours.
As they disappear back into the dim lights and music, Mia slows her pace slightly, turning to face Kevin with a hint of reluctance in her expression.
Hey, I hate to cut this short, but my roommate bailed on me, and now I've got to figure out a ride home.
Kevin's playful demeanor softens into understanding as he meets her gaze. I'll offer you a ride, but I didn't drive here. My friends dragged me out here, remember? Mia lets out a small laugh, shaking her head as she tucks a loose strand of hair behind her ear.
Let me guess. They left you to fend for yourself too.
Pretty much. I think they wanted me to embrace the chaos.
Well, mission accomplished, I'd say.
Kevin chuckles softly, shoving his hands into his pocket as the energy between them settles into something more familiar and warm. I still wish I could help, though. You sure you're going to be okay?
I'll figure it out. It's not my first time improvising on a Friday night.
There's a beat of silence as they share a lingering glance, both of them reluctant to let the night end just yet. Rain check then. I owe you a proper ending to the night.
Deal. But don't keep me waiting too long, Mr. Danger.
Kevin watches her go, a small smile tugging at the corner of his lip as she disappears into the crowd. The pulsing beat of the music resumes its holds on the club. But for Kevin, the night feels far from over. She really is dangerous. Outside the dance club, the city's nightlife hums with a different rhythm. Neon signs buzz overhead, and distant laughter and music spill from doorways. But the energy feels thinner and less reassuring once Mia steps into the sidewalk alone. She takes a few steps away from the entrance, slipping her phone from her pocket to arrange a ride.
Come on, pick up.
She tries to call her roommate, then a rideshare app, but her roommate isn't answering, and the nearest drivers seems scared. She exhales, glancing around. The sidewalk is lit by a single street lamp and an ambient glow from storefronts. She considers heading into the main street, where it's brighter and busier. That's when a prickling sense of unease runs along her spine. It's subtle, just a feeling of eyes on her back. Mia tucks her hair behind her ears and glances over her shoulder, trying to look casual. At first, she sees nothing but a couple stumbling into a taxi and a few people lingering outside the club's entrance. But then her gaze shifts. Across the street, partly hidden in the shadows, stands a figure. He's leaning against the building's wall, face hard to discern beneath a hoodie's hood. She tries to convince herself it's nothing, just a passerby waiting for someone. But as she steps farther down the sidewalk, the figure moves too, falling into a slow, predatory stride behind her. Her heart picks up pace. The air suddenly feels colder.
Keep cool. Could just be a coincidence. Just keep walking.
She tries another call, no answer. The dial tone echoes in her ear, and the small comfort of a familiar voice doesn't come. Mia begins to walk faster, aiming for the corner where lights are brighter and a busy intersection might give her some safety. Behind her, footsteps quicken, muffled on the pavement. She dares not to turn fully around. Instead, she glances at the reflection in a store window as she passes. The figure is closer now, his movement deliberate, eyes locked on her. She can feel the intensity even without seeing his face.
Come on. Someone, pick up.
Her phone still offers no help. The tension coils in her stomach. She's away from the club's security and Kevin's room, alone with the sharp reality of the city's dark side. In that changed moment, Mia realizes the truth. She is being followed by a criminal, and no one's coming to her rescue, not right this second. She's on her own, and every step she takes now matters. Mia's heart thunders in her chest. The farther she moves from the main street, the darker and emptier the world becomes. Her eyes dart along the darkened pavement, searching for an escape, any escape. But her swift steps lead her straight into a narrow, one-way alley. She glances over her shoulder as she enters, realizing too late that she made a critical mistake. The alley is a dead end, blocked off by a tall, chain-link fence. No doors on either side, no windows low enough to climb, just old crates and a couple of rusted trash cans. Her pulse pounds in her ears as she steps up to the fence, fingers curling desperately around the cold metal links. She tests it. Too tall, too sturdy.
Think, Mia. There has to be a way.
Before she can come up with a plan, a silhouette appears at the mouth of the alley. The man steps forward, his presence blotting out a distant glow of streetlight. His tall shoulder broad beneath his hoodie, and he carries himself with a purpose that robs the air of any lingering hope. He takes a few steps closer. Mia presses back against the fence. Her breath comes quick and shallow. The sound of his footfalls echoes off the brick walls, each step bringing him closer, closer. You think you can just run from me? Mia's hand tightens on the fence. She tries to speak, but the fear knots her throat. His presence radiates aggressions, hands flexing, fists slowly clenching and unclenching, as if savoring the moment. He's close now, just a few feet away. She can make out the sharp angle of his jaw, the glint in his eyes beneath the hood. The air between them crackles with tension. Give me your phone, your wallet, everything you got, now. Mia shakes her head, trying to muster a voice that doesn't quake.
Please, don't. I don't have much.
Her fear-laced plea only seems to amuse him. He moves closer, looming over her, casting her in a shadow that smells faintly of sweat and cheap cologne. Don't make this harder than it has to be. Trapped with no clear exit, Mia's mind races. She has to do something, anything, before this escalates further. The fence rattles slightly as she presses against it, her paws pounding out a single, panicked thought. She must find a way out, or face whatever darkness this moment holds. The alley is tight and unforgiving, its brick walls towering on either side, amplifying the sound of each ragged breath Mia takes. She's trapped against the chain-link fence, her heart hammering like it's trying to break free from her chest. With trembling fingers, she claws at the metal, desperate for a miracle. The criminal advances, his footsteps heavy and deliberate. He's tall up close, shoulder rigged beneath the hood of his sweatshirt. The faint light at the alley entrance barely catches the sneer twisting his lip. What did I tell you about running? Mia's throat feels like a sandpaper as she tries to speak. He moves in closer, too close, forcing her to tilt her head back to see his face. She can smell his sweat, stale cigarettes, and tension. Her voice comes out in a shaky whisper.
Please, I don't want any trouble.
The criminal's laugh is low and mocking, his eyes narrowing on her. He takes another step, practically pinning her against the fence with his presence alone. Trouble? You think I'm looking for trouble? I'm looking for your phone, your wallet, any jewelry you got. Hand it over. Mia's finger fumbles at her jacket pocket, trying to comply. She fishes out her phone, her hand shaking so hard the screen's light flickers on and off. The criminal snatches it from her grip, glaring at the device before shoving it into his pocket. Don't play dumb. I know you got more. Let's see the wallet now. She digs into her other pocket and produces a small wallet. Her eyes start towards the alley's mouth, hoping, praying that someone will walk by, that a security guard or a late-night wanderer will intervene. He snatches the wallet, flipping it open impatiently. A few cards, a bit of cash, not much. His frustration simmers and he looks up at her through the hood, his jaw flexing. This is all you got? Don't lie to me. Mia shakes her head, voice quivering.
That's all I have. Please, just let me go.
The criminal snares, his posture growing even more aggressive. He reaches out and grabs her wrist, his grip tight, making her wince. You think I'm buying that story, huh? You look like you had money to blow inside the club. Don't tell me this is it. Fear slams through Mia's veins. She tries to pull her arm free, voice cracking with panic.
I swear that's everything. I don't have anything else.
He yanks her closer, causing the fence behind her to rattle. His tone is a notch more firm now. Stop whining. I'm not in the mood for excuses. For a moment, he studies her, as if deciding what to do next. Every second drags like an eternity. The muffled sound of the city beyond the alley feels light years away. If I find out you're holding out on me... He doesn't finish the sentence, but the implication hangs thick in the air. Mia's eyes start around. No weapons at hand. No one around to help. The fence trembles under her fingertips as she steels herself for whatever comes next. The criminal tightened his grip, looming over Mia with a sneer curling his lip. The tension in the alley feels like it could snap at any second. Mia's heart pounds so loudly, she's sure he can hear it. A thunderous voice slices through the night air, rich and resonant, commanding immediate attention.
Let her go.
The criminal's head whips around, eyes narrowing. He spins in a half circle, scanning the dark corridor. Nothing. The alley is empty save for Mia, the fence, and the dim glow of a distant streetlight. No movement behind the trash can, no silhouette hiding in the deep shadows. Growing agitated, the criminal steps away from Mia, releasing her wrist. He takes a few steps, searching every corner, peering into empty windows. His breathing grows shallow as adrenaline spikes. He found no one. Had he imagined a voice? Was it just some cruel trick on his own panicked mind? Then a subtle shift draws his gaze upward. Preach on the fire escape above, half shrouded in darkness, stands a figure clad in black from head to toe. A slender, rippling cape drapes over one shoulder, catching the thin moonlight. The face is hidden behind a dark mask, features indistinguishable, yet the intensity in that presence is unmistakable. The vigilante's stance is poised, muscles coiled, as if ready to strike. His voice, when it comes again, is quiet but no less authoritative.
I won't say it twice.
The criminal's jaw tightens. He can feel Mia's presence behind him, and he can hear her ragged breath. Suddenly, the power dynamic has shifted. He's the one trapped, uncertain, caught between a terrified victim and a predator of a different kind. Mia's eyes widen with a mix of disbelief and relief. For a moment, she forgets to breathe as the dark figure stands guard from above, an unexpected savor born of the city's night. The alley strikes like a dark throat, swallowing the distant hum of the city. Mia stands presence against the chain-link fence, eyes wide and tear-brimmed, terrified and uncertain. The criminal, now armed and furious, faced the rooftop where the vigilante stands. Mind your damn business. This is between me and the girl. High above, the vigilante straightens, turning his head slowly toward the criminal. Even from this distance, the man's presence is unsettling. Tall, broad-shouldered, clad in black, and utterly still. The cape draped over one shoulder catches the faint moonlight, but the mask reveals nothing, only two piercing eyes. There's a measured calm in the vigilante's voice, like the hush before a storm.
It became my business the moment you cornered her.
The criminal stepped forward, jaw tight with defense, gun hand trembling slightly but raised. He tries to steady his voice, to regain control. You think you can play a hero? This city's crawling with rats like me, and you can't scare us all off. The vigilante doesn't move, doesn't flinch. His words comes out slow and deliberate.
You'd be surprised how many I scared away already.
Mia's heart stutters. The vigilante voice holds a dangerous promise. He's not bluffing. She can feel it. The criminal, however, isn't ready to back down. He throws a sneer at the mysterious figure above. You think a mask and a cheap costume make you tough? Come down here, face me like a man. A soft chuckle slips from the vigilante, no humor in it, only contempt.
I don't need to prove myself to scum who threatens the hobbits. Let her go. Walk away. And I might let you slink off into the night.
The criminal bristles, furious that the vigilante dares dictate terms. Don't talk down to me. I run these streets, not you. You're just a freak playing dress up. Silence hangs for a beat. The vigilante's next words slice through it like a blade.
Run these streets? Is that what you tell yourself? Preying on those weaker than you doesn't make you strong. It makes you a coward.
Mia's knuckles turn white against the fence as she watches this verbal duel unfold. The criminal's nostrils flare. He can't stand the vigilante's quiet, unwavering disdain. Shut up! You know nothing about me. The vigilante tilts his head as if examining a caged animal.
I know enough. Enough to see what you are.
That final, calm judgment is the last straw. The criminal won't tolerate another second of this humiliating standoff. He shifts the gun upward, aiming straight at the vigilante, desperate to regain control and authority. Keep talking, you freak. Let's see you dodge a bullet. In a sudden, furious motion, he squeezes the trigger. A thunderous crack fills the alley, flash of the muzzles lighting the brick walls. For an instant, everything is illuminated. Mia's terror, the criminal's contorted rage, and the vigilante poised above. When the light fades and the echo dissipates, the rooftop is empty. The vigilante is gone as if he'd never been there. The criminal's breath comes fast and shallow. He swallows hard, scanning the rooftop, the fire escape, the ledges. Nothing. The vigilante's absence is more unsettling than his presence, leaving the criminal rattled to the core. The criminal stares up at the empty rooftop, heart pounding. The vigilante Vange's act leaves him both enraged and unnerved. Where are you now? Come on, show yourself, you coward. Running off already? Some hero you are. His voice bounces off the alley walls, a hollow echo. He twists his back toward Mia, frustration and fury twisting his features. The gun in his hand feels heavier, his knuckles whitening around the grip. You see that? Your little knight in black vanished. And see if he cares when I put a bullet in you. Mia's heart nearly stopped. She presses herself against the fence, tears welling in her eyes as the barrel of the gun lines up with her head. Her voice cracks as she pleads for her life.
Please. Please don't. I'll give you whatever you want. Just let me go.
The criminal bares his teeth, something feral in his grin. It's too late for begging now. Time slows for Mia as the trigger moves. A terrifying click followed by a deafening crack of gunfire. She screams, bracing for unimaginable pain. In an impossible blur of motion, the vigilante reappears. He drops from above in a streak of shadow and steel, positioning himself between Mia and the bullet's path. The gun's report slams through the alley as the projectile strikes his mask head-on. The bullet sparks off the vigilante's bulletproof faceplate, flattening and ricocheting aside in a spray of sparks. The vigilante stands firm, unmoving, his eyes fixed on the criminal with a lethal calm.
That was your last mistake.
The criminal's eyes go wide, disbelief and terror battling in his expression. Mia can only gasp,
relief and shock entangled in every ragged breath. The alley falls silent in the wake of the failed gunshot. Aside from Mia's trembling breaths, the vigilante stands tall, with a bulletproof mask reflecting the faint light. For an instant, the criminal and the vigilante lock eyes, the tension crackling like distant thunder. The criminal's rage boils over. He lunges forward, swinging a wild punch at the vigilante's jaw. The vigilante pivots smoothly to the side, criminal fist cutting through empty air. Before the criminal can recover, the vigilante retaliates with a precise strike, an elbow to the man's forearm. The criminal grunts in pain, forced back a step. Ignoring the pain, the criminal charges again, attempting to tackle the vigilante to the ground. He lowers his shoulder, muscles straining, meets only an iron resistance. The vigilante plants his foot and shifts his weight, using the criminal's movement against him. With a subtle twist over the hip, he sends the criminal stumbling forward off balance and exposed. Drawing on fluid, disciplined movements, the vigilante delivers a short, powerful knee to the criminal's ribs. A pained gasp escapes the thug's lips. He attempts a sloppy hook with his left hand, but the vigilante ducks gracefully beneath it, answering with a lightning-fast strike of his own. A gloved fist snapped up into the criminal's jaw, snapping his head back. The criminal staggers, his world spinning. Panic seeps into his veins as he realizes he's outmatched. Each attack he hurls is countered, each desperate flail met with calm precision. The vigilante fights without wasted movement or hesitation, landing blows with a surgical accuracy. A quick jab to the solar plex knocks the wind from the criminal's lungs, stealing what remains of his resolve. Desperate, the criminal tries a reckless charge, arms flaring, hoping to catch the vigilante off guard. But the vigilante steps inside his guard, grabbing the criminal's wrist, twisting, forcing the weapon, a knife he attempted to draw, clattering to the ground. The vigilante then slams an open palm into the criminal's chest, sending him crashing against the alley wall. Now bruised, breathless, and shaken, the criminal's bravado evaporates. Mia watches in stunned relief as the vigilante stands undiminished, barely winded. The criminal's eyes dart wildly, searching for escape. Realizing he's hopeless, outclassed, he scrambles backward, clutching at the alley's trash-strewn pavement to gain distance. "Stay back! Just stay away!" He staggers to his feet, legs shaky, and bolts out of the alley, fear fueling his retreat. His footstep echoes into the night, fading rapidly as he flees with nothing to show for efforts but pain and humiliation. Behind him, the vigilante stands like a phantom of the night, unmoved and undeterred. Mia leans on the fence, heart still pounding, safe now that the threat is gone. In the wake of the criminal's retreat, the alley feels strangely still. The distance of a hum city trickles back in faint laughter, a car passing, the soft buzz of a neon sign. But here, in this dim corridor, time seems to slow. Mia stands against the chain-link fence, her heart still fluttering from adrenaline. The vigilante remains a short distance away, posture composed, cape draped over one shoulder. For a moment, neither speaks. They simply regard one another through the half-light. Then, the vigilante's voice cuts through the silence, low and measured.
"Are you hurt?"
Mia swallows worry. Her eyes drift over the vigilante's strange attire, the mask that hides any sign of emotion. She can't see his expression, can't read the subtle cues that would tell her if he is truly trustworthy. Still, he saved her, and that counts for something.
I'm okay. Just shaken up.
The vigilante nods once, a slight dip of the head. He steps no closer, maintaining a careful distance, as if aware that any sudden movement might alarm her.
Good.
They fall into silence again. Mia presses a hand to her chest, feeling her racing pulse. She remembers the criminal's sneer, his gun, the terrifying moment before the bullet. Now she stands before someone who took that bullet, literally, without flinching.
Thank you. For what you did. I don't know what would have happened if you hadn't.
She catches herself, not wanting to dwell on the dark possibility.
Is there anything I can, I don't know, do for you to repay you?
The vigilante doesn't respond right away. His head tilts slightly, as if considering her offer, or perhaps her motives. When he speaks, his tone is even, neither warm nor cold.
I don't do this for rewards.
Mia studies him, one brow knitting slightly. The tension between them is subtle but present. She's grateful, yet cautious. He's helped her, but she doesn't know who he is or why he risks himself for strangers.
Then why?
His silence stretches long enough that Mia wonders if he'll answer at all. She can almost sense him weighing each word before letting it out.
Because someone has to.
He says it with a finality that leaves no room for argument. Mia crosses her arms, feeling both comforted and uneasy. She isn't sure if she can trust someone who hides behind a mask, who appears and disappears like a shadow, but she can't deny that he saved her life.
Well, thank you. Whatever your reasons, I owe you.
The vigilante gives a subtle shake of his head.
You owe me nothing. Just stay safe.
His words hang in the air, simple and direct. Mia shifts her weight, uncertain how to end this encounter. She has so many questions, but sense he won't answer them. Not tonight.
Okay.
For a moment, they stand there, two strangers brought together by violence and fate. The vigilante's presence is oddly calming now, as if his very quiet confidence can hold the chaos of the world at bay for just a second more. Mia stands there, nerves still buzzing from the ordeal. She can barely believe what just happened. A brutal mugged, a mysterious savior, and an escape from what could have been her worst nightmare. As the vigilante steps back to the darkness, blending seamlessly with the shadows, Mia's chest tightens with something like desperation, gratitude, curiosity, and caution all swirl inside her. She can't let him vanish without trying to know something, anything, about him.
Wait. At least tell me your name. I think I deserve that much.
The vigilante pauses mid-step, a faint shift in silhouette. For a moment, Mia wonders if he'll even acknowledge the request. The tension in the alley stretches, punctuated only by the distant sound of the city. Then his voice drifts from the darkness, low and resonant, as if spoken from behind a veil.
Nightshade.
Mia strains to see him, but the darkness is nearly absolute. Before she can utter another word, there's a subtle rustle of fabric and the sound of something, boots perhaps, leaving swiftly and silently. She reaches out, fingers brushing empty air. He's gone. The alley is hers again, stark, still, and echoing with the memory of his voice. Mia exhales, heart still pounding. At least she knows a name, if it truly is a name at all. Nightshade. She rolls it over in her mind, uncertain if it brings comfort or unease. But one thing is certain. Tonight, a stranger saved her life, and that stranger has a name that now lingers in the quiet air like a whisper of fate.